did.
Welcome, Lords and Ladies of Fate. In this stream, various tabletop role-playing games you, the audience, create fate checks that can be used to reward or punish players for their favorite characters. You can earn fate checks by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, distributing to the game. You can then use those fate checks to heal characters, adjust their skill checks, force them to say silly lines, or just wreak havoc on the story. Tonight we're playing Star Trek Adventures. Before we begin, we'll award 200 fate chips to anyone in chat that can tell us what the name of the fish race was from last week's episode. While we wait for these answers, these are the voyages of Starship Norway. And it's a 5-day mission to seek out the lost Kitty Hawk. Try to return it, and start with a new episode tonight. Our crew consists of Armand playing Captain Roland Sykes. We got Amanda playing Lieutenant Arya Burks. Is it Lieutenant Commander? I can't remember their ranks. Lieutenant Commander?
Yep. You're the only commander.
Whatever my rank is, I'm sure Armand will throw it in my face.
You like bullet bill, right? Then we got Roxorus Rex playing Lieutenant Commander Bajor Bergson. Myself
hello.
playing Commander Ball, Shorthus. And when we short one, Good Devil usually plays our Lieutenant Commander Seevac, Chief Engineer. But to mediate this will of the fates on this voyage is our very own Q.
Hello, everyone. So, has anyone's puny mind been able to work their way through this elementary puzzle of Star Trek lore that some of you seem to hold near and dear to your hearts?
I know the answer, but that's only because we talked about it before the stream. So I cheat.
Omnipotence is never cheating, my friend. Omnipotence is never cheating.
Okay, I think my echo should be gone.
Yeah, it is. Mine's not.
So is anyone even watching?
Yes.
Yeah, we got some people in there. The question may have been echoed a bit.
Yep. So we're looking for the name of the fish race from last week's episode.
And hey, even if you don't remember, you could just use like context clues. They're a fish race.
They are canon by some people's estimation.
Or Google.
Yeah, Google is your friend here. No, crickets tonight.
Well, fish like
we stumped
crickets,
them.
you know.
Oh, we did.
Have we stumped the chumps? No, just no one watched last week.
Come on, Atlas. You always
That was
get these.
Seevic's only shining moment.
Well, that's all right.
What if we threw a prize and no one came? Boy, we weren't even going to go for the extra bonus questions or anything now, are we? Oh, you poor pathetic mortals. Oh, that's good. I'm finally actually...
That's the name of Seevic's band.
Yes, I believe that's the name of Seevic's new band. I believe that. Well, we'll talk about Seevic's band at the conference. I think you're onto something there. I think you're very much onto something.
It's not a conference. It's an opener.
He's an opening act at a conference.
For one night only. The Aquabats, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd goes wild.
All right.
Oh.
The correct answer was what was it? I don't even know now. I forgot.
The Age of Aquarians.
Aquarians,
I'm going to attempt to share a screen if I can. How do I do that without turning my camera off? And Q just has never gotten the hang of instrumentality here.
If it doesn't come with like a wrist wave or a snap, then
A
it's
flourish.
Hmm?
A flourish.
How does one do it then?
It is worthy doing, I might add. Have I begun sharing my screen? Yes, I have. Here are Orlalda and Hylar. They're Aquarians from the animated episode The Ambergris Element, where also we introduced life support belts. There were just a whole pile of the animated series trivia at this point.
And then if you really look deep, you can find the Rule 34 version of the Ambergris Element.
Oh,
Oh no.
it's squelchy, I will say.
Just make sure
gosh.
you put Rule 34 on the back end of all of your Google searches from now on, everyone.
There's got to be a Google Chrome add
Extension
for
for
that.
that, yeah.
Thank you.
Automatically Rule 34 is any of your searches.
I hope you have McAfee.
Fool your parents. It'll be great.
Fool your parents, amaze your friends,
Yeah, right.
blackmail your enemies. What I'm going to do,
Jesus, wait.
I must give. I mean, given the paltry response of the audience, I feel their imagination needs a little goosing from from time to time.
I have to say, like, from the minute we start, like, Wayne is not Wayne. Like, Wayne becomes Q in, like, such a surreal way.
It's just wonderful to be this way. I don't have to worry about
Character, dude. It's like an all ego.
logs or I don't have to worry about logs or rotations or shifts or on call. It's just no more Kinkos. No, actually, this becomes Kinkos, if you know what I mean. See, no one had to spend anything for that. Wouldn't you like to have other people say these things? Buy those fate chips, kids.
Yeah.
Make them use the secret decoder rings. They've all got one. They've been 3D printed. Special.
Don't forget to drink your Ovaltine. What the hell? I'm turning the stream off.
Yes. A security guard. So here's the deal. The episode is A Discordance of Silence Part 2. I'm marking the sequence 1 or session 1. And I believe that your captain may have something to set the scene, because as always, we begin in the middle of the action, because no one wants to talk to all the ensigns you've left behind on the Norway.
Yeah, fuck them.
And you've all forgotten everything from last week.
Captain's log. We are currently aboard an Aero-class runabout shuttle on our way to Archeron 219 in the Herodon star cluster. We have been sent here to investigate a apparent dead zone in subspace that somehow fell through the cracks at Starfleet, discovered recently in the archives in the Federation database. Unfortunately, my chief engineer is on another mission at a conference for Klingon rock opera. Seems to be a big proponent of lost forms of music. And blood.
Would that be acid rock?
I actually just got
Spoiler
into
alert.
Deep Space Nine when Chedsy is going hard onto some acid rock.
That's okay. You can make some nice Vulcan friends someday. So, as with things, we need to set the scene just a tiny bit. So, in the finest tradition of Starfleet, you're at a conference table. So much conferencing, so much table. Sec's just giant. All right, security's just giant, dominating the room.
Visual smash.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
It's what he keeps in the pouch that makes him so mad. What does he keep in his pouch? If it's not
Snickers.
Yes.
Let's check the Rule 34.
It's all a bit melty.
His blood sugar is getting low, so he's acting a fool.
Well, this is good. All right, so I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the Arrow class runabout, the USS Salisbury, which is, believe it or not, a type of broad arrowhead. Any other trivia for bow hunters out there? You can just throw some things out there. You can see this is the front cabin, additional duty stations. I believe either a toilet. Well, nope. There's the space potty, as is tradition.
Say that toilet's out in the open there.
Yeah, it's like that toilet. Well, in the future, we all can not be worried about our bodies and take communal sonic showers together, if I recall. That's not
like,
canon.
Some European cities have that, where you could just walk into the middle of the street and
the bathhouse.
You just pee into like it looks like a phone booth, but it's open.
I believe
I do that in America.
Yeah, that's just the
country. Been to Alabama, sir.
This is why cell phones thankfully got rid of phone booths.
Pick up the receiver. Why isn't this thing flushing?
Yes. Get a dime. I paid a dime. Nothing. But yes, there's a fresher. There's a two-person transporter. There are small cabins, which also act as escape pods in this configuration of the ship, as well as a small conference room and an internet terminal, which is visible to the ship's librarian. So don't get up to any Rule 34 stuff on the ship's terminal. It is armed
what kind of librarian.
Yeah, it is armed with phasers and photon torpedoes. This ship for this particular mission has been fitted with an enhanced antimatter overdrive impulse deck, because in this region, in this sector, subspace is disrupted, which makes warp travel problematic, if not downright impossible. It also means that you won't be necessarily in touch with Starfleet by anything other than conventional standard radio. All right. So that gives you, like, you have a capable ship, would be the takeaway message of this, in case security officer needs to take care of some business and handle some things. And the beginning of the briefing is here. Paste. It occurred to me we do not have a science officer, which is, I guess, the captain's the stand-in for the science officer at this point.
The closest, the only one when rolling characters that wanted to focus on science.
I always wanted to be a dentist.
I thought RA was like half science and half medical.
Half medical.
Yeah, well, I guess medicine is science, so that would be 100% accurate. But it's it's an offshoot. It's a sub.
I fear the doctor does not quite know where to put the stethoscope on a Type G star.
Yeah.
However, I don't want you to try and science away my ear infection. So this is Archeron 219, which is a yellow white dwarf type star. And the captain, you are a well, do you have astrophysics or anything along those lines for science?
I do actually have astrophysics. That is one of my foci.
Your foci. Well, would you care to make a difficulty level 0 saving throw or a skill check?
Yeah.
I forgot to do something. Amazing.
Let's start building up that bank of momentum, guys.
We're all learning, because the first thing I said was I need to give them rolls or they will be pissy for the whole evening. Life forms so love your little treats.
So this wouldn't by any chance be like command and presence, or maybe reason and.
This would be a reason science roll.
Reason science. Okay, I got one success.
You have one success. You needed 0.
That's perfect. I got 0.
So that's exactly the best. The only thing you could do is hurt yourself. And with this group, I just handed you a D20, and I just don't tell you where to point it. So your one success is this star is actually, and you can read it off the screen as if you cheated. This star is actually 13 billion years old, which is 6 billion years above the average for this stellar class. And it is also undergoing advanced lithium fusion. This star.
So the fuel at the center of the star has burned down so much that it's actually now lithium and fusing in the core of this star. Got
Yes, it's undergoing helium to lithium fusion.
That's insane. The amount of energy. Like, let's just talk real science, real space a little bit. The amount of energy required to do that is freaking ridiculous, because there is a lot of elements between helium and lithium on the.
No, lithium is 3.
What? Is it?
Lithium. Why don't you use Mr. Google, Mr. Science
No.
Officer?
Oh yeah, maybe I should. Maybe
Yeah, you should.
I'll lose all of my science was in this eye. It's okay.
Yes, it all fell out. All my science fell out. The BB gun incident.
All right. Well, anyway, don't let me butchering elementary science slowing us down. Don't
It's
let that
never slowed down Star Trek in the past. I do not see a reason it should do anything more now. Next thing you know, you'll activate the spore drive in the shuttle. The shuttle has a spore drive for the next 2 minutes.
I'm not looking up at that. I'm not good with that. I don't want to have any of this weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm fucking dumb.
Well, don't be so hard on yourself. You are only human. I believe it is lithium. I did have a little time to live in this story, more than, say, someone who's just thrust into the middle of it with only one working eye.
Yeah.
So I feel that there's some grace. I also, I just wanted, as a DM, just want to let you know that if you do want to reach out and push a piece of knowledge and you're not certain of it, it's okay. You can make a mistake, or you can say something that could possibly educate people against their will, which is a great thing. I just wanted to say that I shouldn't be so hard on a player for saying something, because it's still, as we say, I don't know how many F-bombs we get per episode, but it is an F of a lot of energy.
I feel like I used both of those up, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Both of our F-bombs, and I dropped them in the first 10 minutes. So
okay,
you're welcome.
That means it's all downhill from here and calm sailing. So
we are never gonna get sponsored by Paw Patrol if you guys keep this up. We might have a little teen on the ropes. I'll have to call them later. Paw Patrol.
We need some morally we need some morally bankrupt companies now. That's what we need.
Yes.
Raytheon missiles.
Yeah. Brought to you by Halliburton.
We'll roll an ad break.
Yes.
You know what always rolls a 20?
Raytheon.
Yes, I feel that our as we slowly get back to figuring out helium lithium fusion, the star should also be highly unstable. And as far as the records go, this has not destabilized at all. This is actually a rather interesting event. Where did I put my? Oh, there's my actual stuff.
Sorry, I did a bit of Googling and I saw the same thing. Like, lithium's not usually in abundance, so when that happens, it's like very volatile and strange.
Yep. So what we have is we have the planet, or you have the star. It has one Class M planet, which I'm gonna reveal to you now. That's the star system. It has one Class M planet, which is not terribly unusual since this is a star system. This is a Mercator projection. That's an actual real bit of science there, real thing. It's a temperate planet. It has no sapient life recorded. It's about 62% water. It's slightly denser than Earth, not by much. So you wouldn't hardly know it from a park in Vancouver or any other set of on-location places that you choose to go. if you choose to land there. Yes.
Flora and fauna, just nothing sentient.
Nothing sentient. It is a full spectrum of things. However, there's no intense survey has been taken on this planet because, well, you humans like your little toys and they don't work super well here, which is why you've been equipped with several things specific to this mission. One of which is you'll find out that the Krillonite power cells that power all your little gizmos and gadgets that goes zap and pow don't work very well. So you've been equipped with slug throwers, which will fire a plastic projectile which is sufficient to stun or incapacitate a humanoid life form, but not cause lethal injury unless you attempt to do something that would violate what we call protocol.
How much ammo do we have?
Enough. How much do you?
Okay.
How much do you need?
Very subjective.
Each. Yes. Now we can give everyone a taste of the alien universe on this, and that each time you use the weapon, it increases the difficulty check. You have to roll a challenge die, and if you roll a 6, you run out of ammo. Because that way you're never sure of how many bullets you have. But this is like frickin' Starfleet, so everybody got 20 shots. Easy.
Can we tell if this planet is the source of the subspace disturbance?
Actually, that would be one of the first missions you have. Another ship there was a ship that was reported visiting this, because one of the reasons that you're here is I'm going to give you your mission objectives. And this is for the captain, which you all should have had before. You have some mission objectives. This is a long overdue revisit to the planet. Archival records have been degraded and were just recently discovered. There was a ship that had previously visited this planet, and you are to verify that the old-style 23rd century flag buoys, and that is a model number, a model type, are still functional, which are meant to warn people off of this space. And you're to obtain current or more modern readings of subspace with contemporary equipment and determine the reason for the unusual stability of Archeron 219. So yes, as always, the first officer is ahead of the game on why are we here and what should we be doing. So for that, not a penalty, but a bonus. Woohoo! See, I'm gonna step through these guys, and I'm gonna there. All right.
Can I ask a question about the
course.
planet? Are we to assume that the gravitational pull is like about the same as we're used to?
Yes, it's within a couple percent. You won't have any sort of difficulty navigating it. It's higher in argon than a.
I wasn't sure if we needed suits or anything like that.
No, I'm not going to put suits on. We don't have the budget for that this week. We're going on location. The suits had to go back to the warehouse. Because, and also I think that I believe that possibly Civic stole them and sold them on eBay at a convention.
24th century eBay.
No, the actor.
Oh.
I believe that Good Devil actually took them and put them on eBay and is trying to make a little bit of money on the side because actors' equity isn't paying enough. So what happens is you've got those are your basic mission objectives, and those could be subject to change. This is also in addition to all the things that Starfleet holds so dear, like don't trash the planet. Try not to pick too many fist fights. Avoid unnecessary pregnancies. Because there are obviously, that implies, of course, there are
necessary pregnancies.
So Yes. So the last ship to, I didn't know if you wanted to see the logs from the last ship that had visited.
Yeah, I mean, if we have those, yeah, it'd be nice to know. I would like to tell the commander, Mr. Ball, I feel like our first plan of action should be to check the functionality of the flag buoys and make sure they're still operational before we get further into the system.
All right. Is that something I can do remotely, or do we have to get closer for that?
Well, there's an unusual amount of thallion radiation, which is a byproduct of the heavy flux of gravity particles around the star. Not sure why. I mean, this might have something to do with the star's longevity at this point. Right now, nobody's taken any readings, so we're going through some of that. But yeah, inspection of the buoys. They will need to be kind of not up close and personal, but within a closer pass of them. And while you can plot course, you're getting transponder pings from 3 of the 4 buoys. You were given some Lagrange points around the star where these buoys were placed, so they should stay relatively stable in orbit around the star and the system. You don't know if the fourth buoy is missing or if it's just deactivated, because you're only picking up transponder pings, which is an active thing, and your scanners are not quite able to pick up something that small at this range under these conditions.
Can we tell the other 3 are in the place that they were supposed to be?
Yes, they are in the correct orientation, and they've held up extremely well for 150 years.
Okay. Captain, 3 of the 4
Or 100,
buoys seem
120.
very well functioning and in proper place. 4th buoy seems to not be responding.
Well, it sounds like we should set a course for that 4th buoy, or where that 4th buoy should be located.
Okay. That's a difficulty level 0 task. Does the navigator or the helm wish to attempt to roll dice to plot a course, even though it's a difficulty level 0 challenge?
Yeah, probably, just because we want to rack up some.
Gonna hulk up.
Gotta be a little beefy here. All right, and that's
Put that in the screen.
con and
control and con.
all right, 2 successes, a 3 and a 9.
All right. Do you have any? Actually, do you have a focus that would help you with navigation or piloting or anything like that? Helm ops. So that expands your critical range to probably 4 or 5.
Okay.
So I believe that means you bank 3 successes instead of the 2.
All right.
Okay. Help you with math.
5.
Single digits are just so trying.
That's why you use fingers.
That's why I use fingers. If I had them for real, I would.
He's like, I got one for you.
I can have. And if it were possible, it would be just beautiful to just have the Q character hold up like, this many fingers. Say, sure. But yeah, the one for you is better. But we do not want to lose Ovaltine at this point. Q needs to get a retirement plan together. After a few billion years, you start looking at the market a little harder. So while you're on your way putting along, we can open up the logs that came from the Starfleet archives. Again, these were highly degraded
Stupid logs.
sets of logs. Stupid logs. And again,
Don't degrade them further.
Who knows what they did in the on 7410.2. So at this point, Whoops. Let me see. I need to reload this because I need to get something out of the way. There we go. Captain R.J. Esteban is commanding the Christian Heisenmuller, NCC 7255. He gives a star date of approximately 123 years ago. And he says, we're marking the hazard reported by the USS Lexington six months ago. 6 standard flag class warning buoys have been deployed. Everything was routine and nominal, despite the need to fabricate components and update comm software to account for fluctuations in this region of space. Also, Work B31/3 was reported lost. And then that's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of fragmentary, with words like call Starfleet or ask for permission or we don't know what we're dealing with. Those are all the words that he's used in his logs repeatedly, and so they get fished out by the algorithm. Let me see. If anyone needs wants any more details on the Heisenmuller, that's more of a trivia, Starfleet trivia question if you're interested. Okay. The sense of adventure and curiosity is palpable. The next set of logs you have available. Nicely, I don't have to T-stain anything for a map. The next set of logs are available from 3 of the crew members. The comms officer, who was apparently responsible for adjusting the software on the satellites. And he says, there is a harmony to the gravitic waves that is audible in the theta band. It reminds me of the faint ginkgo. I applied software as updates to resonate with these frequencies and enhance the, and then that's where that kind of cuts off because it's fragmented. The helm officer is Lieutenant Zero, and she says, these gravitational waves have been difficult to navigate. Placing the buoys in the precise locations that Dracis and Volt want has been extremely difficult. Luckily, I am just that good of a pilot. And then the satellite specialist, who is Ensign Volt, says, well, we can always make a new B, and then the log cuts out. So this is all, unfortunately, the vaunted Starfleet recordings can give you about the crew that placed some marker buoys and then went on to their next patrol. Little did they know what was in store for them. But that's a story for another time.
I'll have to be doing some Googling on that.
Or space Googling.
Computer.
Working. Back to 23rd century old stuff.
Yeah. Commander, are you picking up any of these gravitational eddies?
Indeed you are. Yes.
As a matter of fact, I am.
Well, yeah, the star's got some weird shit going
on.
We're in a conference room. It's time to start bouncing some ideas around, huh?
Conferencing.
Yeah.
Captain, if I understand this correctly, it sounds like the comms officer was hearing music. Does anybody else find that strange?
I do.
Well, we have well over a century in technological advances between the last ship that was here and us. So I suggest maybe we see if any of our scanners can produce any kind of actionable information here, something more than what these logs can tell us.
Can I make a suggestion just based off of what I just read?
Absolutely.
It looks like the buoys were placed in specific locations, like very precise. sounds like the commander was kind of annoyed at the way that she had to precisely put them. And he said he placed centers, so maybe the buoys aren't just buoys. Maybe there's some kind of data collection, so maybe that's why he was so specific about where he wanted them put.
Would we know?
To the fourth one anyway, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we are. I think we are headed in that direction. Would we know what the capabilities of these flag buoys would be? I mean, it's like a old technology that I would assume is not in service anymore.
True.
If only we had an engineer.
So yeah, these are I'm gonna pop back to the picture of the Heisenmuller, which is a DERF class tender, and its mission profile was to boldly go where everyone has gone before. It is a ship whose sole purpose is to maintain subspace buoys. So it has a variety of repair and construction components on board, and one of the things it does is it goes to spots where other starships have reported things and follows up to place if there's a hazard or a warning that needs to be placed. It places it. The flag class buoys are for warning flags, and they're a standard long duration buoy that would put out a signal on subspace, warning that there was a navigational hazard, and possibly the radius of the hazard, and a few things like just basic, well, stay away, steer clear. There's nothing good for you here if you show up. And you've been sent to find out, because normally a standard protocol for this sort of a situation would be Starfleet would send a ship to follow up if the hazard was unusual or interesting. And the star certainly is unusual or interesting, and it's bizarre that Starfleet never sent another ship to follow up and investigate, which you finally are getting around to doing, but it's been 120 years. So Starfleet's a little lax. The buoys are pretty good in duration, but this seems a bit of a stretch for them.
I think we'll learn more once we get in range of where that fourth buoy should be.
Okay.
Maybe we can get some.
Well, we'll. Yep.
While I navigate to the buoy itself, is if maybe you and Arya spend some time focusing in on that harmonics and seeing if you can tell anything different that they couldn't back then.
That is a very good suggestion. We should take that into consideration. Actually, no, we should absolutely do it.
Let's just do it.
Considered, done, do it.
Okay, I'm going to. Is it all right, Ball, if I put you in the helm navigation section? I don't know. You guys can possibly run things from the conference room, or we can shorthand it. The main bridge also has workstations, so it's up to you where do you want to spend your time. Both locations you'd be capable of performing tasks in both locations. Because we're a Starfleet ship. You can get to a terminal from anywhere.
I'd like to move up to the bridge. It
Yeah,
sounds like we have a destination in mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's where the
everybody's.
party's going. Yeah, let's.
I guess don't split up the party, right?
We know better.
It worked out for those Vulcans so well last week.
Yes, they didn't split up the party, and look where that got them. They literally went on one side of a lake. They were done. I'm not quite sure who's relative to who. Bajor, I'm putting you in the co-pilot seat. I assume you have Conn, CONN.
Not so much.
Well, not so much as like a 2.
3?
3 is good. 3 is competent. It's as good as Odo. You could fly a thing if you need to, but you also have the thing that goes pew pew pew. You have the pew 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 skill.
I do.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
that's why you're sitting in that chair. That's the pew pew pew
I
chair.
have all
It's
the
a
pew,
pew, as it were. A queue on a pew with
Oh
you.
no.
all this alliteration.
All right, people, it's your turn. I want those memes. I want those Elf on a Shelf memes with Q and a pew next to Hugh. Get on it, internet. You're part of this. You're in this too. Yes, you guys begin examining the harmonic, and essentially you are, tooling around in what you thought the comms officer from the Heismiller was dealing with, and if you want to make a roll, it actually will take. This would be either science or con, and intuition. And Arya, you can assist Roland if you wish.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Mine
I'm
was
garbage at it.
What's the difficulty?
It's going to be about a difficulty 2, because this is kind of a
Insight.
weird. Yes.
Insight and science. Is it okay to use those?
Insight and science. Yep. So
Okay.
you roll
Yeah,
one.
13.
You roll one die as a helper.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and buy a die with momentum as well.
Do you have cautious science as well?
I have cautious command.
Oh, Captain Piddlepants.
Like I said, the closest thing to a science officer was me. Not I am the science officer. So. Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh.
a 20.
Ooh.
Ooh. How
So
can you...
I got a 3. I got a 3 and a 7.
Good.
Those are both very
Those
good.
are good. Those are good
Yeah.
numbers. Good.
Yeah. 20.
20.
The one
That's-
I bought. The one I
That's
bought.
yeah.
I bought the 20.
Isn't it nice when you buy your own electric shock device?
Buyer's remorse.
I believe that. We don't want to. Is this Locktober coming up? So anyway, we all know what we mean. So you do have a bit of a consequence there. You do, however, succeed. Arya, did you? What was your roll?
I
You
can.
were-
Yeah, I can. Oh, sorry, I didn't roll yet. I was waiting.
Oh, please go ahead. See if you can pull this out.
World. Sorry, I have like an app on my phone and it just like shut down on me.
Oh.
Let's try this again.
Ah,
15. No help.
15. No help, but no hurts. Let's look at this as the plasma injector half full, shall we? No hurt.
It was like he got shocked and then I just like slapped him at the face.
I
We're
don't
gonna
even know.
remove that die from my pool, and we're gonna put it up here.
Yeah,
Not gonna roll that one again.
It's bad luck.
I'm assuming that's how I spell it,
Ooh,
because
I
I'm
see
like,
good.
I am seriously liking my skill.
Oh my. I told you he is cute.
So we're going to do that. So we'll have to make a snap decision. You're coming up on that satellite, correct? And the nice part about it is it's not just a consequence, it's a group consequence, because it's a group pool. We all go down together. Well, there's something really wrong with this satellite, and it's tumbling, and I believe that there is your fellow Endorian had actually encountered this sort of a situation before, and it looks like a tremendous amount of gravimetric and Thalaron radiation shear coming up. I feel that a con roll will be necessary.
All right.
And well, even if you do this is to describe just how not bad things go. if that makes sense. Now, keep in mind, you do have the ability to buy threat, I believe, and reroll dice. I believe you have bold hell, bold con, if you wish to use that.
Is it just control in
Because
con?
I just love. This is control. This actually might be daring in con because you're caught a little off guard about this. You're ready, but not this ready.
All right, yeah, I'll take a threat to do a reroll.
Okay.
And I didn't need it. I got a 3 and a 4.
What? Yeah, 3 to 4, which is 3 successes. How many dice do you needed? May not have.
Wait, what's that?
It was 3 successes, yeah. I believe. Well, I'm going to order from the minibar again. Hold on.
Hey, Jeff.
Jeff. Can I have another drinky, please? Quarks. The world of. Thank you so much. Oh no, the camera's over here. You can just almost all the way.
Now, if someone in full Ferengi regalia were to walk onto screen, I would just lose my shit at that moment. I'd be like, "Oh, here we go."
What if he just holds his ears out really, really wide?
You know what always bothered me about Umox is it's literally they literally just do it like out in the open, like they're it's like akin to somebody just whipping it out and and pleasuring themselves on the bridge of their ship.
I believe that there's a certain ethnic groups that cup themselves if Red Dwarf is to be believed.
Oh, shout out to the Red Dwarf reference. Nice.
Shout out to the Red Dwarf.
Yes.
Cheers, Q.
For we were
coming to.
Only one mechanoid had complete equipment, and that was for Italian starships, so they could meld with the crew by cupping themselves. But yes, Archie stays right where it belongs. So yes, many Red Dwarf references. I'm a long supporter of public television. This is why Q never had any dates. So anyway, you have consequence. You've actually managed to pilot the shuttle for what would laughably be called reasonably competently to keep the ship from being ripped apart by its very nacelles. However, it will be a bit of a bumpy ride for the crew, and I would like everyone to make a what's it called? A daring and it's security, people. A daring and security roll, and you need difficulty 1. Bahal might not need 1, but he can make 1 if he feels like it, because he says it coming. I'm gonna lead left. Just daring and security for everyone.
Those are my 2 best stats.
I'll bet.
The only thing that could have been better was to do medicine instead of security.
What I'm going to do is also keep in mind you can buy dice. You do need 1 success.
WTF.
I got 2
successes.
I had 10 and I had 8 and 9.
Oh, right. Against all odds, you did a great, easy. The easy thing, the hard thing was easy. Bejor, what was your?
So my daring and security.
They should be good.
Yeah, it's a 14, and I have an 18 and a 14 is what I rolled.
Well, at least you got the 1.
Yep, you did get 1.
That's all you need.
How did Arya do in this, being thrown about the cabin rather violently?
So daring and security for me is 11, and I rolled a 9 and 11.
That's 2 successes, actually.
Never forget.
Never forget. Ow.
Sorry, I had to.
Wolf 359 was an inside job.
Warp reactor fuel can't melt steel beams.
Yeah, what was another one? Yeah, I had friends on that Death Star. Mike,
all the independent contractors.
All the independent contractors, think of them. I didn't know, Ball. Did you want to attempt a roll, or are you good?
I got 2 successes.
Okay. All right. So what you have is 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Whoops, you have 1 success and 1 success. I keep forgetting to take away the point that's required. 1, 2, 3. So you have 3 successes over the need. I'm going to overpower you to 7, but that won't stick around for too long. If you need to do anything with it. However, one of the consequences is the impulse drive is significantly damaged. And part of it is probably because there's a bit of a probe jammed into the part of the hull. You at least didn't go crashing through the command cabin, but it seems that the smashing into the shear slammed you and the satellite together, and they're kind of a little bit friendly right now. So it's a bit fused to the outside.
I'm a bad driver. You're a bad driver.
Bad driver. So you may need to. It's not. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. At least not at any significant fraction of the speed of light. Because your ship could pump it to 0.8 and be out of the system in a few hours, but now it's going to take months, if not a year, to leave the effect of the bubble. Man, just when a wizard or an engineer would be most useful,
right?
But yeah, you do have a damaged ship at this point, and you. I'm assuming some of you have an engineering skill.
You'd think that.
I would think that.
Not I.
Oh God.
That's some.
Math is hard. This is the
We have an engineer. Well, we all need more.
If we couple it with something like reason, it won't be too bad.
I'm smart and I read things. Hearts and things are kind of
down.
What do you want? I got this. I'm gonna make some drones to do medicine.
My reason in engineering is 13.
Jeez.
Same here.
It's just like a heart. It's the heart and blood vessels. You are just taking care of. You and Dr. McCoy are patching up a horda at this point.
I also have a focus in improvisation. So.
And that works in all kinds of improvisation, not just medicine.
That's why I picked it.
Yes, I believe that will all be, I think, on your feet. So you do have, you wanted a good chance to scan that probe. Well, now's your chance. Now, you can walk right up to it and feel it through the wall.
It's like I can
And actually, yeah, it is a bit stuck through part of the bulkhead. So you do have a bit of a probe stuck through the bulkhead, and we know how uncomfortable that can be. Yep, there goes
Captain, I
Ovaltine.
believe we were being probed.
We lost him.
Doritos is just gone. So yeah, you've been probed. The nice part is you can now conduct an actual physical examination of the probe. It's just kind of stuck in the bulkhead.
All right, I will examine it.
Emergency force fields are in place. Yeah, if you want to examine the probe, you're going to. Part of it is currently. You do have some spotty tricorders and things, and also Sec, your eye is just having a ball now. It looks like you're seeing all kinds of odd wave patterns around where the probe has essentially cut through the center of cut through the hole in the ship. Yes. Don't get too close though. Okay. Because basically she'll need to give you an anti-radiation treatment.
I don't want to fix it.
I want to fix it. But your eye is not powered by not consistently powered by the crystalline cells that a phaser would use.
Right.
It runs partially off your own bioelectric field, so you can go without recharging it for a time, which is one of the advantages of it on this mission. Is we may not have tricorders, but we got you. Yep. it was worth having it ripped out in that violent garage sale incident on Aldebaran 7.
Exactly what I told myself to make myself feel better about it.
Yep. So what you can see is there are all kinds of weird harmonics in there, and Aria, you're looking past. This is pre-isolinear circuits, so it's going to be a little weird. But luckily, that's one of the things you discovered when you improvised. Was these are old translator units that were common in that era. They're kind of bulky and solid. And we won't make any comments about. Never mind. All right, things that are bulky and solid.
I feel attacked.
I do. But the translator unit, they're intact, and it looks like this thing has been actually from your. I'm going to play into it, but yeah, your improvisation. Someone improvised the heck out of this probe. This isn't like a standard, manufactured chip of the line thing. This is production quality probe. This is something that was specifically kind of put together. It looks like a probe, a flight class probe on the outside, but on the inside, it's a little unusual.
That's what his log said too. I remember he said that everything went well, except for they had to make improvisations to account for the field or whatever.
Yeah. So at this point, Bejor, you know how you can when music is visualized.
Yes.
You're kind of seeing the equivalent of a waveform, like a harmony or something.
I do.
And I believe it may remind you of something.
Yeah, the comms officer before had mentioned that it sounded like the faint king cow.
You don't want to fill him in on that, do you?
The weird thing about that is I don't understand why a probe all the way out here would be playing a piece of music that was composed in the early 21st century.
But it was, and the medical officer just vanished.
I'm curious.
Wait, she just vanished? Oh. I thought you meant. I'm sorry.
Oh no, the medical officer didn't. I believe the person harnessing the vast energies and experiences of the medical officer did vanish.
I was like, wait a second.
He was like, "Are you doing a Q thing?"
She just stands there and goes,
"Medical officer vanished."
I just got Q poofed.
Yeah, it's everyone. I need you to all show me your ready, your icon, your avatar's ready state, please. Yes, show me your ready animation, everyone.
Crash positions.
All right. I was seeing what. Yeah. All right. Well, we tried, people. We tried to make this entertaining, but it's there's only so much we can do this late. So we have a. Yeah. So you do have. Now you've vanished and you came back, and it's just totally thrown my concept of reality at this point. But we do have an unusual piece of music or a harmony that is very reminiscent of an early 21st century composition, which is odd. Is there anything that maybe this is meant to remind people of?
Well, if the composer wanted to express the human being's exploration and curiosity to the ancient but still unknown things in the new century when it was written. And the ginkgo is an ancient tree that originated in China. But I have no idea what this probe is doing all the way out here playing music. But it definitely is.
And the captain vanishes. He just falls forward on his desk.
I'm sorry if I bored you with my knowledge of esoteric compositions of music, Captain, but I feel like this is important for why this program.
21st century music has never been a passion of mine, Lieutenant Commander, so I do apologize if I seem disinterested.
Episode 8, Roland cared so little, he passed out.
Have you never heard of Creed before, Captain? Or Nickelback?
Oh, the classics. The classics. The very flower of humanity.
Perhaps Three Doors Down?
I'm not familiar. You'll have to, broaden my horizons and be known. If I don't like it, it's going on your permanent record.
You'll be better off not knowing about it, Captain.
I believe Q follows Adam Ant and David Bowie. or is Adam Ant and David Bowie? Who knows?
And two of us.
But yeah, there's this harmonic is reminding you very much of that music, and that's very interesting. This again, the probe is a lash up, an improvisation, a cobbled together. But that's kind of the way they rolled back in the 23rd century. It was all very rough and tumble back then. Replicators barely made anything better than boots and beef stew. So that's it's not surprising that they put something together. But yeah, the probe, and you can tell it essentially just seemed to wear out in terms of its malfunction. It has solar arrays, so it can pick up solar power to power itself. But essentially, the translator units just finally wore out from 120 years of continuous service.
Is there any way of finding out where this probe was launched from?
Well, I think that if you had listened to the briefing, you would have known where it comes from. Does anyone want to fill in the security officer while he passed out?
It was from the other ship that we got some of those logs from that deposited
the Hilsmeyer.
Yeah, but the comms officer said the probe was emitting.
No, the probe was not emitting that.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Oh, that is okay. It is okay because the beautiful PBS voice of Carl Sagan is often used to lull people into a sense that they understand science when they really don't. But they still want to say it at cocktail parties. So yes, the star was emitting a radiation pattern that reminded him of this music.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
I thought.
And then it appears that just drawing. I'm gonna go and have Olympic level logic leaps, but since Evic's not here, no one's gonna call me on it. It may be that the comms officer actually constructed the probe to resonate with it, and that would be something I think that area would actually kind of back up. This probe was constructed to resonate with this.
I have a focus in alien music. Can I assist with?
It is alien music, yes. Now you got Mr. Google, because you're going to need Mr. Google for this.
Maybe you should have gone to the Klingon rock opera, and then we'd have a competent engineer here.
I don't know. You got a medical officer that apparently is frighteningly
people and machines. They're not that different.
She is.
She got her a wrench, and she is not afraid to use it. I'm gonna hit you with a wrench. So hypospray wrench. If one doesn't work, I'm using the other. There's just no six ways about it. So yeah, you've got for your alien music. If you want to look up, or it would be like probably reason and who knows what knowledge skill is. You have to do science. That's as close as we get to general knowledge. Ooh. Or else actually take reason plus reason, half reason. Can you do 150% of your reason skill as your target? Because I've decided I don't like necessarily all of the mechanics of the D20 system. 2d20 system? Because knowing stuff seems to be a problem. Yeah, so if you want to do reason plus half reason is a difficulty 1. You can maybe plumb a little bit more data, but I don't know if there's much that can be brought to bear on this. It is up to you, Ball.
Oh, I thought I was just assisting. So.
Oh, I apologize. I was letting you know your options. I don't know how much more data can be gleaned, but there's no harm in rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's
2 failures, 17 and a 19.
Well, you seem to understand this is from Earth's barbaric and much more interesting past. Earth was a lot more fun back then because
it's
they
insane clown posse.
Oh,
That's what your roll just got.
Yeah, actually, yes. Can you describe anything from the Insane Clown Posse?
Magnets. How the fuck do they
Yes.
work?
Magnets, yeah, how do they work?
Oh, we
God,
just
it's
lost
been
Bill Nye.
so long since I listened
We
to
just
it.
lost the Smithsonian ads now.
We still have Raytheon.
Halliburton's on the way.
Allegedly, nobody's dead.
Allegedly, we hit the right people. Oh God, I'm sorry. Anyway, we're gonna keep this frickin' light because this is called escapist fantasy. This is the place we actually have control.
I mean, you don't want to get into real-world socio-political, economical issues?
I'm a person that believes that politics should stay firmly out of Star Trek.
As well as the Insane
I love
Clown
saying
Posse.
No, we all had a good laugh with that one. Tomorrow we will all paint ourselves half white and half black. Or else be a non-gendered species. Those are all of our things, but we're gonna keep politics out of this. Paul, do you have anything do you have any knowledge of speed metal or death metal, Norwegian death
I have
metal?
more knowledge about the Insane Clown Posse than I do that.
You're not going to admit to anything, are you? I'm not admitting anything. Okay, what you're actually hearing is all of the Barneys and Kids Bop tunes. You've latched onto those as what this person was trying to get across, because it's a song about a tree, and so you've got a lot of references to songs about trees.
Okay.
And I have no idea what those songs about trees would be, but you're welcome to quickly Google them and make references to them. I believe Paved Paradise and Put Up a Parking Lot would be one of them.
What was the theme for Fern Gully?
Oh!
I don't know any of these. There's a Radiohead song called Fake Plastic Trees. Belly, Feed the Tree.
What was the name of the...
I remember that one.
There you go. What's the name of the giant sex tree in Avatar?
Joe. It was Joe.
Was
Joe,
Joe?
yeah.
Joe.
Plug up your sex hair to Joe and just go for it.
Don't play with that.
Home tree, more like hoe tree.
Yeah, hoe tree. Oh, we're going to take on James Cameron. We're coming for you next. Next, you're on it. You're on warning. So,
called Screaming Trees.
There's a band called Neon Trees.
One has the Lorax, and the Barbaloots. No one's going to do Lorax and the Barbaloots, are they?
No.
Just going. No, I just got in there to there was one being in the universe that got that joke, and they are not in this room.
That's the best way to do comedy.
That is the
Start
only way.
very general and keep narrowing it in until only one person is laughing.
That's my audience. They never and they never are. Nor have they ever had sex if they get that joke.
Bruce Gaskin says he got the joke. So hey, you found the one person who got it.
Hey, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce. And my condolences, Bruce. Great condolences to you. But yes, you do horribly. Bahal horribly misses the point. With it being
Christmas tree. I mean,
Christmas tree. I believe is the one that he chooses to latch on to, and it involves chopping down trees and putting fire on them. I believe you can take this to where you need it to go. It is nothing about the harmony and unique language and elegant and subtle timbre changes. This is all about clanging something out on a piano.
Did you say timbre changes?
Yes, that timber is going to change. Now, here's part of the other problem: is the ship appears to be really actually needing repair. Repair that is not possible to render while in space.
Commander, we might have to set this this shuttle down. We should probably start heading towards the M-class planet. Start making some scans if we're able.
As you command, Captain.
You are welcome to steal from another franchise for that phrase. Just swipe their trademark like you don't want to believe.
Arr, Commander, if you don't get over there, I'm going to make you walk
Shiver
the plank.
me timbers,
The space
Captain.
plank.
No, I was totally going for BSG, but you did good.
Now, get the frag over there.
Today it's Colonel Ty's chicken.
Yeah.
Best frag.
We don't get enough Battlestar Galactica references anymore.
Oh well, I'm back to the old one when Starbucks still had something swinging.
Yep.
But that's okay. So what we got is you can make your way to the planet. The pre-approach scans. Let me see if I give you this right. Pop you back. It is only slightly more gravity than Earth. It has no sapient life, however, it is Class M. No one has appeared to have gone here before. No one has gone before.
Oh.
And it's a strange new
world. Oh, hey, that's perfect. That's
whole new
we're gonna get to that show soon.
It's a strange. That would be actually good if the crew could sing "It's a Strange New World" and come up with their own lyrics to that song by next week. So get on it. But the yes, you can be put down pretty much anywhere. There's it's pretty much nice all over the planet. There's no place that is any more or less unless you want to choose for some thing or whatever.
Probably not water.
Probably not water.
What seems to be the problem with the shuttle? Like what needs to be fixed the most? Like what's priority one on this shuttle right now?
Aria, what do you think priority one should be? I'm just gonna let you pick. No, not you.
Oh.
The one who actually knows how which end of the wrench to hold.
This is true. Yeah. Acting chief engineer, what should we do?
He's gonna throw his rank in my face, guys. It's coming. Like I can see his eye twitching.
He's using the other one without the patch.
We don't need a chief medical officer right now.
Lieutenant Commander, what do you think we should do, Lieutenant? If we are to land, I would want to make sure that our entry shields are fully functional if we're going to get through the atmosphere to land on the planet. If we can do that safely and survive, exit again. Otherwise, we're going to have to go back and get the repairs before we go down.
Okay. Let's see what we do with that. Okay. The shuttle's actually from what you've taken a second look at the shuttle systems, and the impulse engine, the main engine of the ship for propulsion, is kind of screwed up because the satellite just jammed itself in there. Because try as he might, Bahal can only do so much when things slam people around and the captain rolls a critical failure. There's just only so much one can do to keep you all from dying in the icy vacuum of space. So good on him. And what you have is the ship is capable of getting into the atmosphere and setting down reasonably safely. Okay. But the one thing I want you to decide, and this is going to be the meta part where you get to choose your own pain, is the ship's structure damaged? Like it'll fall apart any minute if it gets hit really hard with a hammer and might not make it back. The ship's engine may also have problems. And also the ship's navigational deflector system, which would allow it to navigate in space, could also be damaged. So there's 3 potential things that could be damaged, and you have to decide which is the worst problem to fix.
Do we have the materials required on the shuttle itself to make those repairs, or should we try to pinpoint a place on the planet's surface rich in the materials we would need in order to do that?
Well, that's a good question. Let me see. I need everyone to roll 1d6, and everyone tell me if you've made a 5 or a 6.
I got a 6.
Damn.
Got a 2.
6.
Sucks to be you. 6. And 6. Are you really all just lying to me?
No.
No.
Wish
We got
I
2.
was.
Okay. Literally the only person that didn't do well.
Oh, yeah, it
Was
won't
Paul.
work because of the background.
Yeah, you just needed a 5 or a 6. This is using, and for you people following along at home and want to run your own game, this is using the challenge die, the D6, which is magical. A 1 and a 2 is a good thing. A 5 and a 6 is a good thing. 6 is even better. So you rolled 3 effects altogether. So, Captain, you had actually operated the scanners to the point where you've located some mineral deposits in the equatorial region. And actually, when you look at the, I don't know if you guys can even read most of the slides I have, but the planet's composition has aluminum. It also has what are called industrial crystals and other metals. Industrial crystals is a shorthand for dilithium. Other useful exotic materials. So you are actually able to set down somewhere near there, near where there's a list of industrial metals like beryllium and a few other ores that you might be able to mine out and treat this like a World of Warcraft adventure. Or not World of Warcraft, what's the other one? Minecraft, yeah. Diggy Hole.
Nice.
This is Diggy Hole.
Nice.
Everyone's going to have to sing the Diggy Hole song.
Well, now I want to play Minecraft.
Well, it would be in keeping with the 1960s aesthetic. Let's wear a cardboard box.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell the commander. Commander, I am putting in some coordinates here for landing. It seems like this region is going to be rich in the materials we'll need to repair the shuttle. Something you doing?
So, the landing is going to be like a difficulty level 1 control and con check. And I did promise hang gliders. So
And I believe we're over on our momentum, right? So we need to use up.
We are a little over on the
I'll
momentum.
use up one of those.
Let me see where I'm at here. Where did I move?
Control and con, right? Roll against an 11.
Well, this is for the guy who's driving the ship.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to leap over and say, I've got an idea, and just start grabbing at controls. Which would be fun?
Yeah. Hypo spray in one hand, wrench in the other.
Look at what I can do. Look at what I can do.
It's like, do you have to do all the jobs?
I love the idea that your foot, you just reach over with your foot and you start slapping at controls, pat over the shoulder of Bejor.
I got excited.
Hold
I
on!
thought
And
it
you're
was
just
like,
what?
I thought it was like last time where we were like about to take impact and we all had to roll.
We all had to roll. Oh no, that's okay. This is just a person fixing it. I do, however, like the idea that you're very eager
to tackle him.
to get in on this. Who knows what else you're good at? That's all I'm going to say. The engineering thing was a bit of a shock. I was impressed. I was quite the omnipotent little being, aren't we?
He is making such nasty jokes right now.
I am not. I am.
So let me see. We've got. Actually, yes. Well, back to someone doing something that they were asked to do.
All right.
How are things going?
So basically, my target number is 15. I got 1 success with an 11, and then 2 failures with an 18 and a 19.
I'm actually going to have to start expanding critical ranges just to make the show more interesting.
Well,
I'm just
when I
having
have helm
all the rolls.
operations,
I'll buy 20.
they'll go both ways.
Helm will help you on the low
but it
end.
doesn't affect the top.
Helm gives you an extended critical range, which is good. Yeah, and if it's like somewhere down in the 3s and 4s, you go, hey, if I got a way to make goose that a little. Yeah, so it's a little bit of an odd mechanic, but not terrible. What we've got is you've managed to land the shuttle in what looks to be a beautiful, verdant, grassy area in Southern California that the production crew has found. We're making sure to point the cameras away from any buildings or power lines that might be there, and the visitor center is behind the camera crew.
For my liking.
No. Yeah. Oh no, it's actually like it says on the thing. It's 25 degrees C. It's temperate, which is ship normal.
Very nice.
Which you're tolerating. And let me see if I can find. Are we cracking open cold ones already in celebration? Any landing you can walk away from
It's a good landing.
is not one done by Baal.
Another happy landing.
Let me see if I can find.
I wonder if Bruce Gaskin heard that somewhere.
Here we go. Oh, this will be adorable. Okay, I've got some weird shit. But yeah, you're in the middle of a nice clearing. You have not yet gone outside the ship. It's up to you what you want to do
And
next.
I did use that one momentum.
Ship has set down. Yes, that was to buy your extra dice, and I have to deduct that. I'm building a little bit of a new. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. Q's copy and paste skill is not all that good. Q is going to be using some copyrighted materials, so this will be very interesting. And let me see, because Q also forgot that you were landing on a planet. That was not something that Q was prepared for. So nice job, Q. Let me see, open image. Oop. Whoops, how did I do this? I apologize, audience. This is where the DM has to redraw the map.
It's perfect time
Because
for an ad break.
somebody rolled a 20. When someone rolls a 20, things get really, really weird really fast.
The map gets different.
The map has changed. And someday, if someone ever wants to explain to me how D20 works, it'd be forcing me to use weird dice. Let me see. There's that.
We
And
taught
then
Bruce
you
Gaskin how to
land the
work
shuttle.
20, so.
Oh, you did?
Well, we'll see how that works. In theory, we have done this. We'll know more next week.
Is next week Star Wars, or is next week Alien?
Next week, Star Wars. Yeah.
Next week is Star Wars.
So basically, while you're
Yes.
getting that
Why don't you
set up,
tell us more about another episode while we're waiting? Let's have a commercial.
Thursday.
Pluggables.
Thursday will finally be the last episode of the season 1 of
Guaranteed.
Rifts. The week
Whoa.
guaranteed. The week after, we will be starting our Star Wars campaign. The week after that, we will be doing a watch party where we will be watching and putting some commentary over top of the original Alien movie to kind of get us in the mood for aliens. So highly recommend everyone come in to watch some like Mystery Science Theater 3000 style commentary over top of a classic, awesome
It'll be the
movie.
first time doing a watch party too, so we'll see how that goes.
And then we'll be doing Star Wars the week after that, and then after that, I've done the math in about 5 weeks.
What the fuck was that?
I have no idea what that was. Oh, that's the Jawa. That's the Jawa soundboard. Yes, the person wearing blue face right now will also be dressing up as a Jawa, and let me tell you, this guy loves his costumes.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's what the next 5 weeks of Thursdays kind of looks, how it looks for all of you. So please be ready to enjoy.
Fun will now commence, I believe is the Star Trek phrase. So yes, you land, you do safe land on the planet. And just as a quick lash up, you're on a ship. You have landed safely, despite having a damaged main reactor, main impulse drive. And you put down near the deposits of ore. And one of the things, you're down. I don't know what you want to do next. Now, keep in mind, at this point, tricorders are not working super well, if at all. You do not have phasers. Your communicators
do we have MapQuest?
Because they're a low-power system. You have Space MapQuest, but the planet's never been mapped. On the way down, you did get at least some idea of the terrain, and there's some ravines and other terrain as you demand it. The more unusual the terrain, the higher the cost in momentum. Generally, any special terrain request would be a 2 momentum spend or a 2 threat spend. And for something truly, truly outrageous, like, say, a gem, no one gets that joke.
Raspberry?
All right. Is it truly outrageous? Then we'll just have to figure out how much momentum. I'll just roll a die and we'll decide how much momentum that costs you. But yeah, so you do that is the way we will handle a terrain, because that is very much in keeping with the spirit of collaborative role-playing, storytelling, as well as the spirit of the Star Trek universe. Because we don't need no stinking maps. Unlike the Muppets, we don't have to travel by map. So you guys are down. The ship is still, functional. It just needs to be repaired.
Your orders, Captain?
And also, Bejor, you're just seeing all kinds of stuff with the eye at this point. And remember how those harmonics that you were dealing with on the satellite?
Yes.
They are just seriously. It feels like if you look across the landscape, there's just like threads, and I'm talking really fine threads. The only reason you can see them is they are actually luminescent. Okay, so they're not like thick giant things, but there's just these fine threads that are glowing, and they move through the planet up into the heavens toward the sun.
The music resonating?
They are pulsing in what would be time with the beat of that music that you discerned.
Huge Geordie LaForge vibes. Okay, got it.
Yes. But no, you do not get to look past clothes like it does in the meme. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah. No, that's me. That will make you all go away. Be very careful. I just cannot join in, or else it would be all over for the party. So, you don't know how close you came to tempting me, young man. But yeah, the satellite seems to be like just resonating right along with it, almost as if it was designed to harness and focus those energies and stabilize them.
Okay. Right now, I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that information, but I'll have a think on it.
Okay, you don't even have to tell anybody. That's the best part about it. Keep those secrets to yourself, soldier.
Usually if I hear music and sea music more especially, I definitely want to keep that to myself.
Okay. And since the captain is basically like listening to Nickelback.
Yeah. You start talking about stuff like that, the chief medical officer is going to start using her wrench.
Yes. We're beyond
that
the phrase.
I'm going to fix it.
I'm going to fix this. Let me get in there with the eye. Hold on. Let me pull that out. But you are still in the shuttle, but you are seeing those things. No one else is, but you are, and you're not really registering anything on the instruments unless you specifically looked for this. This new the energy fluxes. All you know is you're down. You might want to shut the engine down before it either melts or does further damage to itself. Put yourself on battery backup, things like that, so that engineering can start possibly fixing it. And by crazy random happenstance, there is some degree of mining equipment on board, because that's just how Starfleet is prepared.
Isn't that great?
They are never not without a set of mining equipment or a replicator, which you also have. But it's going to be kind of iffy to manufacture hull plating and things. So yeah, what would you like to try or do next?
We go check out that little albino lizard thing.
Oh, that you happen to look out and see. It doesn't have a name tag. That was part of the Etsy sale.
I hope it doesn't have the gift of flight or venom.
You can hope. I got some thread over here. So actually, are you all in? You're all still in the shuttle, as far as I can discern. Just letting you know where
And you are. Captain.
Captain, permission to exit the craft and secure perimeter.
Permission granted, yes. I think we should all start making preparations to go explore the surrounding area.
So I'd like to exit the ship with my ping pong ball gun.
Yeah, I'm going to equip you with what appears to be a phaser, but in reality, it's a ping pong ball gun. Let me see if have I got a better ping. No, I never thought.
Someone on Dralax 3 who did a peculiar trick with one of those.
Yes. I am but a gifted amateur.
Oh my god.
You are professional.
I saw that on Tijuana 4, actually.
Yes.
Tijuana 4.
It's yes. I just want to use the phrase "Dead-eye Dick." That would be the last of our sponsors. We've lost Red Bull at this point. We've lost the vaping companies because we can no longer target preteens.
Ooh.
Oh.
You want some Gene Roddenberry? Shit, I'm going to give you some Gene Roddenberry shit, and that will be involving smoking. So I am going to equip Sec with a ping pong ball gun. You all have them. They all have 20 rounds of ammunition. It's up to you to keep track of them. I'll just decide you're out until you prove otherwise to me. Sec, are you actually exiting the ship?
I am.
Is there air? You don't know.
From the report, I understand that the atmosphere is the air is breathable. It's just a little bit more dense.
Okay, I'm about to get political, people. Are you aware? And you believe the FDA? So I'm going to be Nick. I may have lost half the audience, most of the players. I don't think so, but I'm going to do that. We do apparently have. All right, Sec, you have exited. There's only one door. It is the door like directly opposite where this creature is. The creature is the little white thing is approximately. Do we want to believe in meters or feet? Do we want to make this hard or easy for ourselves?
Well, if we're going with Star Trek TNG,
yeah,
stuff,
but
I believe they went with meters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is us.
I say I'm going to be a purist and let's go with meters.
Okay. This is 75 centimeters long. Yes. So that is, a million furlongs.
About a yard.
About a yard. Well, a little less than a yard. Yeah. On the low side, about 30 inches. But it's about 3/4 of a meter in length. It is a delightful looking little creature, and seems to lack anything resembling camouflage. So it just sort of stands out like a little albino.
So we're not worried about predators.
It may not need to. It's not worried.
Is there any way for me to tell whether it can sense the same sound waves, or if it's emitting them, or if it has anything to do with it? Is there a way for me to tell that?
Well, this was supposed to be a yes or no question penalty. No, you're not. It doesn't seem to be like swaying or anything like that. Your eye does not pick up any specific threads coming from it that are new. It does seem to be sitting on a thread. Thread seems to be going through it. But it's not generating any new ones, if that makes sense. Is that what you were kind of looking for? Was an aura kind of situation? But a thread is going directly through it, through its body. It's just sort of sitting on a thread.
Is it affecting it in any way?
Not that you can discern. You'd have to decide what the effect might be. You go kick it. That seems to be in keeping with your character from the last. However, you can be as inconsistently written as Janeway at this point.
Does it seem to be a threat in any way at this point?
Did you have xenobiology?
I do.
Well, it sucks that you're in the shuttle then.
Well, I think I want to.
Did you want to get called out? Did you want to call the doctor out to help you? Did you want to have the doctor? Did you want to have the doctor come out and help you with your big security problem?
Well, we are on the planet. I want to take every precaution necessary with my physical body.
Did you want to come up and poke the little white beluga-looking thing?
If I had my phaser, I took it and eat it right now because I'm starving. But I'm gonna go the way of Starfleet. I'm gonna ask my chief medical officer.
So you can just, you're just gonna go. So it's up to you if you want to exit the shuttle or anything like that. The rest of you can look out the window at this little epic of
I'll collect the mining gear.
Whatever this. Yeah. I think the mining gear is the thing. You're done with new life and new civilizations for the day. I just want to mine. I want a diggy hole. And you're a little upset that we didn't bring the Tellarite, the Tellarite cook with us. The ship's cook is a Tellarite. I've just decided, which is why everybody goes right to the replicator. You have you guys can go out. Arya, it does not appear to be a dangerous thing. It looks like it kind of is like a seal in terms of having a very smooth skin with light fur on it. The big.
He set me up. He knows I want to bring it back on the ship and name it.
Oh. Or you could club it to death. You're really working as a team here. One wants to club it to death, and one.
Spot me talking to the captain. But why? Why not? I'll take care of him.
So
look after him and feed him and everything.
Did you want to actually do any? What would you like to do with that? With this new thing, did you want to name it?
Back to the ship and.
Okay. How are you doing this?
Hopefully Steven's not allergic to it.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding.
Are you sure?
It's, I mean, I want to investigate it, but I don't think there's a way to do it without bringing it back to the ship because of our scanners and things aren't working.
Mm-hmm. This is more of a hearts, heads, and hands sort of situation. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, describe what you'd like to do. I mean, it's sitting there just looking at you with these big, watery black eyes.
Oh God.
Little tiny mouth. Let's see if I can get a close up of this thing, because it is, all I can say is this is nightmare fuel. Oh dear God, this person is it has it. Oh God. And it's wrong. Let me get sorry about this, because I will tell you all in cast chat what I found about this. Here we go. Now I'm going to say that this is not to scale. The next page, we're just going to do this. This is how I imagine this going.
It's still a little cute.
It's still
a little cute, but now it's
yeah. One of the pictures is a little cuter, and it's not that one.
Cute from afar.
I'm gonna let the Prime Directive take precedence over my own, personal need for a pet on board the ship.
What was that movie with Adrian Brody where he had sex with a weird thing and created another weird thing?
I don't know, but someone needs to tell me the name of that. I know
M. Night Shyamalan movie.
So that is kind of how it looks, but really it is very innocent looking. It's like a capybara, and it's just kind of looking at you guys, and it's like a bit of a squirrel where it's turning its head to the side and not frightened by you.
Dr. Burks, try to talk to it.
I think we should leave it alone. I think that for all we know, it could be one of 5 left on this planet, and it could be destined to come back from the brink of extinction and turn into a sentient life being, and we are violating the Prime Directive if we take one out of the breeding population. He keeps moving his head around, but I don't want to touch that pet. I got a bad feeling.
You got a bad feeling about this? It has a tiny mouth.
There's so it won't get you. Let's see it. She won't get it.
It's so effing cute. Look at it. It's so touchable, honestly.
I mean, I do, but won't.
Do you want to go ahead and touch it?
No. Yes.
No. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
I'm holding the wrench, right?
Hold the wrench. A hypo spray and a wrench. You can touch it with your foot. You just touch it with your elbow, like people did in the 2021 when they didn't want to touch hands anymore. When handshaking stopped. That was the year 2020. So do you want to touch it?
Yeah, but if I'm gonna touch it, I gotta do it like Steve Irwin's voice. Right.
Please do that.
Crikey,
look at her.
So beautiful. It's an albino herbivore.
Stick your thumb right in its fan.
And you
it bites my head.
And you touch the creature, and suddenly you kind of freeze in place, and that is where we stop the adventure.
I hope it's emotionally bonding to you as we speak. Now we have to bring it back.
Or sucking the life out of you.
Or that's how it reproduces.
Yeah, it's going to slowly start changing your genetic structure to look like one of those things. And then, then it works out because you can bring yourself back as a pet.
You bring myself back as a break higher than you.
It's an albino teddy bear with little weird ass legs. So yes.
It kind of looks like a anteater.
Yep. And I will say that while she freezes, you do see that thread that was going through it is now bifurcated and is flowing through the doctor and the creature.
Physician, healed thyself.
Yep. Physician, well, you didn't sign a contract. Are you familiar with season 2 Dr. Crusher? How can you do for Pulaski?
Wait, there was no season 2.
Yeah, there was a season 2 Crusher.
That's why it's funny.
So that is where Strange
Should have
New
read the
Life,
fine print.
and this is where Strange New Life gets you, audience.
I am very intrigued how we're going to work back in Lieutenant Commander Sivik when we're still in the middle of this adventure and he's ready to come back from his Klingon opera.
The snap of the Q fingers.
I was going to say it's going to have to be some Q magic.
Oh,
I'm
there's
sure we can.
there's some horrific things I need to show you guys outside of outside of this, where we have to decide whether this is for the delicate eyes of the audience or if we want to lose all sponsors, even hell.
I say fuck the sponsors.
Okay, well, only if we can buy. They have to be really, really drunk, and a bag has to be put over their heads. I'm just going to say that now.
Oh,
I apologize. I shouldn't have said that because that does, that's a bit incorrect and taking advantage of someone in a disadvantaged state. So I'm
Cancelmania.
It is my fault. It's a joke, people. Anyway, thank you very much for playing. Did anyone want to talk us out?
Yep. As we mentioned, well, we have this week on Wednesday the next episode of the 5th edition Edenia D&D campaign. Then Thursday will be the guaranteed final episode of Season 1 of Rifts. Guaranteed. Swear this time. And then yeah, so next week we'll be starting up the Star Wars campaign on Thursdays, and followed by the Aliens watch party, and then hopefully that'll give us plenty of time for our ship to actually show up, so we can incorporate that into episode 1.
Hey Nat, I'm sorry. When did you say that the watch party was?
Not this Thursday. Not next Thursday, but the Thursday after.
Okay.
I will post a schedule for the next 5 Thursdays coming up here in the Discord, so that way everyone knows exactly what's coming down the line here.
And with that, again, if you enjoyed what we put on tonight, please hit the follow button. We have a follower goal that we're trying to reach, and hopefully we entertained it well enough that we earned that. And hopefully we'll see you back next week. For now, we're going to go ahead and raid the Happy Jacks RPG. Whatever they're doing looks interesting, so we'll check it out and see. So get in there, spam our raid emote, and represent us well. See you guys next week.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks, guys.